Okay, make sure it's all set up correctly. Okay, this is how you take apart a ps4. This is the original ps4 from, well, Sony. And this is my ps4. I just corrupted today. All data gone that I know of. And as you might be able to tell, it's a little bit cracked. But I'll show you guys how to take apart a ps4 today. So you guys, what you guys are going to want to do first is can't really be gentle with it, because it can be a big pain in the butt. I want to flip it over. Sometimes on the original ps4 Slim, it's probably on the same, but you don't want to start taking off the little panels first. There's one panel. This is one big panel, but there are several different panels in this. There's this one that's right here, and then there's this one. This one's cracked in half, so I have to be really careful. So, sorry I haven't uploaded in a long time. Been busy with a lot of stuff. This old ps4 has a crack here, and it's starting to come apart right here. So, I'm going to take off that first. Hey buddy, it's my cat Artemis. And what you can do from here is, what you have to do to properly take it apart is you have to take off these little screws. So I've got my tool set here. Epson 110-piece precision screwdriver set. It's for like phones and stuff. It's really nice. You want this, and in some situations you might need a needle. You need a little pry bar for getting the little pieces off, electrical parts. It's the screwdriver. So I don't know if you guys can see this over here, but I've got two plates. Check how the camera set up. So you guys can see the two plates right here. What you're going to want to do first is you're going to find which one fits it. I'll show you guys what the little screwdriver looks like, so you can correctly do it. Because I've done it with the little spiky hexagonal screw things before. I've messed up the screws pretty bad. You guys do have this little tool set, really useful. You don't want that. There's a little hole right there. I'm going to set these right there. There's a little magnet in the magnet in this doesn't want that loose, so I've got a little thing for it. Start unscrewing those. These little screws look like this. And we've got that little peg in there so it can, I've got a special tool for it. And this is the tool. It fits in there nicely. I'm going to put that in a separate spot. You guys are going to be very careful with these little pieces. These little pieces that are in here. Little plastic parts. But And then, and once you're done with that, you flip it over, and then it might still be out, but when I last did this, no, just a little piece you gotta pop out. Sometimes it can be a big pain in the butt. For me, not really. That's one too many times. But when you can't get it out, that's when you need this. You're usually going to want to use one of these, a metal one, like an aluminum, so it does not have any magnetic conduction. This one, don't really need. There's these little pieces in there that be very careful about. The reason I'm showing you guys is because I'm trying to fix my PS4. This is the old PS4. I've had this thing since it actually first came out. It's kind of crazy, but if you don't want any broken pieces, you're probably gonna fail. So, but there's just these little pieces that I hate. I despise of them. Usually, you're able to just crack this thing off. As you might be able to tell, that didn't really go the best for me. Oh, you know what it is? It is sometimes a little piece. Pretty sure. What is it? Huh. There is a screw in here. I just can't seem to find it. Oh, I feel it. Oh, and you're gonna need a little pick for when you do get to these little screws. And if you do want to ever sell a PS4, but before, like, you want to actually take it apart and clean it out, you're gonna want to follow this video, because it's still recording. And there's this little piece right here. A lot of times they're the same size, but in this case it is. But when you're I've taken apart an Xbox also, and kind of a big pain in the butt. So when you have that off, you should just be able to pop it right off. See? That's what that little back piece looks like. There's that. And then that fan is probably the worst fan to ever be put in a console. So, now you're here. It's going to be the same screws, same size, but every couple pieces are these little Phillips screws. I'm pretty sure I put a couple of these screws in wrong when I first did it, so this time I'm going to be a little bit. Keep these little pieces, keep these little screws right where you can see them. I've dropped screws down in here before, and I'm pretty sure they're still there. As you can see, there's one here. I don't think there's one there, but I don't really know. Usually whenever I'm doing this, I try and go as fast as I can, but this time I'm doing it extensive. yeah. See, this is out of the top. This is out of the top. When I first took off that. But yeah, they're the same screws. But with a couple of these pieces, you gotta be very, very, very careful. As you might not be able to tell, I do not have the heat sink in here, or the little metal piece that keeps it kind of like, it's kind of like a heat sink. It basically takes heat out of one piece and takes it to another. But yeah, you're gonna do, especially with this part right here, because no, that's not it. Pretty sure. Nope, it's on this side. Maybe not. Oh, that's what that is. This might, usually the hard drive is like right here. It probably still is. But if you can tell, sorry about the lighting, it's not the best, but there's this little line right here. That's where they just push it together and click it in. If you might not be able to tell, there's already little broken pieces that are falling out. After that came out of this piece. And this ps4 has gotten so warm that it's kind of melting right here. If you guys can see that. There's my little buddy. Cat. Cat. Almost just lost all my screws. With these pieces, probably gonna want to keep them in a separate spot. Right here. But always keep this and this by your side. So here's the little chip. Be very, very, very careful. You don't want to mess anything up here. Because if you do, ps4 is gone. The only thing you can do is get someone to solder a piece on it. But see, these all are Phillips right here. Except for this one. There's a Phillips here and there. But right here, you're going to be very careful about that. But you're able to move that. It's basically inside of the ps4. That's like that, the motherboard. But first thing you want to do, you're going to want to take these out. And then, if you can, look at that. Worst fan ever put in a console. Ever. In the history of consoles. Yeah, it has a good card in it. It has good internals. Except for the fan. Fan sucks. Just sucks. And then, take that and put it there for later. Maybe look around. This is a really hard tool set because I can't really even see it at so many points. I'm gonna make sure it fits perfectly. If it doesn't, you're probably gonna strip a screw, which is not good. Let's do this one. Cool. That is the 9H screw. Oh, sorry. that other one was, no, that's it. This one's a 1. Just a 1. It's got these little points on here. It's one of the smaller ones. But this one, the other one was a 9H. Hexagonal screw? Pretty sure. So, let's start taking out these. And these ones you're going to want to put in a separate dish. So, whatever you can use to hold the screws. I'm using paper plates because they're harder to knock out and lose them. Except if the cat steps on the thing. I don't know what these are. These are just guessing manufacturing things. So the black screws right here, right here, right here, and right here, and right here. So one here, 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 there's one here, and then there's here. And here. I want to remember that. And then the silver screws right here, right here, right here. This one's Samson. Small one. He's the first cat to ever actually be able to stay the heck away from the screw plates. Because these are very easy to get lost in carpet. Come here, Stubbs. This one is Stubbs. Probably can't see him yet. Come here. Come here, Stubbs. This one is Stubbs. So if you guys haven't tried it, I'd recommend Code Red. It doesn't have the same flavor it's used to, but it's still pretty good. We put these black screws in a certain spot. We got all these screws together because they're the same type. So I'm keeping that screw bit over there, that one, and then these silver ones are super small. I'm gonna be very careful because you can't see them. You guys can't see that. That's how it looks in a carpet. Very small. Keep that in a separate spot. And if a cat knocks it over, you're screwed. So, and then there's these little round top ones. See, little round piece right there. But these other ones are flat. Oh, and the round screws go right here and right here. There's a plastic piece right there. And then you just take that off like that. Do not try and lift it from this side. Lift it from this side. Look at all that dust. All that crap in there. And be very careful because there is copper in there. So, I don't want to scratch that. And then these little pieces you could probably put on either part, but I'm going to put this here since it goes with the Phillips. And then, so the round screws are right here, and then right here. I'm pretty sure those are the only round screws in this part. But the thing is you can't really take this off before you open up the other side. It's the fatal part of this entire PS4. Is you have to take, this is a screw right here. It's a super long screw. But the only other way to take it off is on like the PS4 Slim on the bottom. There would be a part, like these little things, right? They're like right here, PS4 logos. This is the tricky part. Peel it from this side, but there are screws there. So okay, and then you're gonna want to grab this. If you can't see that, that is pretty sure a hexagon. I don't know. I've been best of shapes. It's not the hexagon. The one that's in no. The infinite one. No. But okay, and then now you can usually just peel that off. But you do want to be careful because sometimes they do kind of head screws under the stickers. So. Sorry guys, my leg is falling asleep. But you want to be very, very, very careful with this part. And make sure you know which side it is because this one has the power and this vent. This is the only part that has a good vent. And then very thin plastic, so be kind of careful about that. This is the part that always broke something on. This is the part I always had trouble on. I mean always. Ooh. There's these little power buttons. Little buttons. This is a light, I'm pretty sure. I can't really tell. It's either this one or this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. These little black stubs, you don't want to mess those up. Used to be able to take this apart pretty well. Used to. Anymore, I just don't want to break it any more than what it is. Hello, little Samson. But sometimes you take things apart, you have to break it. You have to be careful with these little posts back here because if you bend the power over here, that's not really gonna be good. So okay, I've got that piece, got one side off. So once you get one corner off, you basically know exactly how to do it. Sometimes okay, and then that one corner's off. Very, very careful because these power buttons aren't really, these little buttons aren't held in by much, but some thin plastic. Here's the fan. But the ones you want to take off, here's the hard drive. The ones you want to take off, here's a special one.
No, I don't think so either.
First thing is you want to take off the long boys. This one is not a long one, but it could be. But these screws you want to keep in in this plate because, well, you want to make sure they're for this side. So I'm just going to keep this like right there. thing you do want to do is you do want to take off this part. Not just yet. But the thing you do want to take off is this, because this has a very specific wire, but you can get around that. This little cord you can just take up and pull up on. See if you can't tell, that's very concerningly loose. Oh, it's broken.
Settled in.
That's probably why it has so many problems. Just like me. No. But and then every couple of these can be really long, so I want to be very careful on where you can put. I'm not doing the Phillips just yet. I'm doing that last.
Little cattails. Little cattail.
So like the ps4 Slim, there's a little part you can open up and then just basically just pull it out. Pretty sure you have to unscrew like 1 or 2 pieces though, but so we need that. So we need this. This is for when you drop screws. See? A lot easier said than done for some people. But for me it's just, it's okay. I've taken apart a ps4 too many times to count. Actually this ps4, because I've had to clean it out. Okay, and we've got all of the hex screws. The one you still want to take out is this one that's connected to that little wire. This is be very careful with this one. See, this is, oh, what is it? Not really sure what this is. But yeah, here's the fan. Look at all that dust. Oh, I used to have some spray out stuff for, it's like pressurized air in a can. It's really nice to have. We'll keep that and that one. And put this one and this one. The thing is a lot of times, like this one, I'm gonna have magnetized. So this little tool, demagnetize real quick. Magnetize. Do not magnetize your magnetize your tool. If you've got a tool for it, use it, because it can be very, very useful. Because look, no, it doesn't pick up anything. But once you magnetize it a little bit, It doesn't pick up anything. Not until you grab that. Because this is the thing that has a magnet in it, but you don't want to. I don't know. I don't know much anymore. This is not sponsored, sadly. If anyone wants sponsored, that. And then you want to be very careful about these little electrical pieces. There's that. And it's broken, but that doesn't really do much. Just kind of holds it in there. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. Could be really important. I don't know. I know that, like, the actual piece is. But, yeah. And there's these little round pieces. And then here's where that. So once you hear the clicking, it means it's fully out. That one's. That's where this little piece right here comes in handy. Here are the long boys. Little Phillips. Keep them in their own separate spots. But you do want to be pretty careful, because if you are not careful, you can bend this piece, which is pretty important, I'd say. It's kind of like a heat sink. Oh, here's that again. There's another long piece. And there's that. You do not want to break this. Do not. Do not, under any circumstances, bend this, break this. It's very important. Okay, now, to get to this part. Still going to want to be very, very, very careful. You're going to want to kind of. Not seeing any more screw points, so. And then you're going to want to be very careful with prying this part open. Actually, I'm not even sure you're supposed to pry it open, because it's still connected. So now, we'll get over this part. So, when you look at it now, that little screw is gone, so it's able to be lifted up. Now what you want to do is not pull it up yet, because you've still got one screw left. That's why I left it there. So don't mess up anything. And then there's one screw after this, one, that you have to take off. See? Okay, put that with that. And then this one needs a different one. Gonna come over here. You're not gonna want to go for a regular Phillips. You are going to want to go, where is it? With these. They have a flat head, but they are Phillips. Don't get me wrong. But come over here and unscrew that. Too large. I'm pretty sure. That's what she said. Yep, too large. It doesn't look like it fits in there because it shouldn't. But okay. And then there goes that screw. This one, very important. Keep this in mind. It's not always correct because I missed a screw. Even people who know what they're doing forget. Someone once said to me, there's a sickness that happens to people. People get too used to what they're doing and they forget. They forget to take precautions. Now, down to the motherboard, you're there. So, be very careful with taking this out. When I say careful, you're gonna really, really, really want to be careful. I might be doing something wrong, I do not know. And yes, I'm still using the flat screw because it's the same as a Phillips. You can use it for a Phillips, but it's not recommended. On a regular Phillips screw that's not made for parts like this, you do not want to do anything wrong. Now this, that, very, very important piece. See this piece? There's just dust everywhere. This, do not even try and touch. It's a little small little metal piece. Heavier than you think. It's not that heavy, but this is the actual heatsink for almost the entire thing. Take care of both of them. And then when you get done with that, you're going to take the whole thing and do not flip it. Do not. Because when you flip it, can't really tell. The only thing you can really tell is it's got this little dot. But try not to flip it. This piece, pretty explanatory. Do not break any plastic pieces. Pretty sure that's pretty self-explanatory. And then just get down to this. They are these little plastic clips, but you don't really need to mess with little plastic clips, except for this one. So I'm going to be very, very, very careful. But guess what? There's your hard drive. Yeah. Don't touch it. Just try not to touch this part in the middle or any pieces in around it, because, yeah. Wait, was that disconnected? Was that it? Yeah. It goes in like that. Sides under the motherboard. So when you take it out, do not just yank it up, or you can break the motherboard. But you want to do this. You want to lift it up a little bit, or tilt it, and then pull it out. And then pull that out. And then there's this little clip right here you want to pull out. Okay. And then still be very, very, very careful. Sure that's out. And you can just put it like that, so it's not messing around with anything. Doesn't touch anything too much, too conductive. I'm not saying you guys should do this just by yourself. I'd recommend doing it with somebody that knows what they're doing. But if you can't tell, I am kind of messing this up. So, if the motherboard can just stay there for a minute. Actually, I think I'm going to put the hard drive back in just so I don't mess up too much. Other way around. Said it wrong. See this little piece? And then just right in. Okay, from there, you're going to want to take a screw. Was this thing missing a screw?
Oh no. Are you kidding me?
What?
It is.
Well, I'm going to pause this for a minute.
Oh, I need to put a text.
Pause you guys here for a second. Missionaries are here. Was not them.